doing is we're giving you a free D&D Warhammer tabletop miniature diorama, so that way you can help display your miniatures, save a little bit of space, kind of have a cool background into all of this, and have fun printing it. Oh, and did I mention it's free? Yeah, it's free to download. So what we're going to end up doing is we're going to go through, I'm sorry I don't have my regular setup here, but I wanted to be able to go from here over and pick up the actual model because it finished printing out, and then kind of show you what we ended up doing. So yeah, just a little bit of a difference here. Hey, Zombie Hunter's here. Cool, glad to see you. We're talking about just finishing up a miniature diorama for tabletop miniatures that you can print. It's kind of cool, at least I thought it was cool, and so let's just jump right in and we'll take a look at this. So we'll have to do a little physical manipulation, and here's what we ended up doing. So this is the model that I ended up making, and I took some flooring off of some other stuff and basically took some elements and then added to it, and it came up with this round thing here. Now the measurements on this come out to, I think it's 200 by 200. Yeah, 199.96, and the height is 100. So basically it's 200 square, and it's 100 millimeters tall. And with that, that will fit on like bamboo P1s or the smaller build plates that have 256 cubed. And yeah. And the other thing that I ended up doing, if we take a look at this, we've got holes in these corners here that are 4 millimeter holes. So the whole idea is that if you print this thing out, you can print out two of them, and you could stack one on top of the other. So we could kind of do this action, and then you could have a tiered system to where you could stack that and you could display your miniatures and it would look all cool. So that's kind of what we're end up doing. And I realized that with like this piece here, excuse me, not a lot of people might not like this. And if you're using a shelving unit, then you might want something that is kind of like this right here. So what we ended up doing is taking, and we basically cut it in half. And so we have that half there, and then the other half has the grate in the middle there. So you could put this up on the side or a back wall to do that. Then I also realized, I was like, hey, I want to put this piece in a corner. So I wanted to have a corner tiered piece that we could use like we end up seeing here. So I was like, hey, let's just cut it in half since we're cutting. And then the other one, we did the other side. So if you wanted to print these separate and put them next to each other, you could do that. Just a little bit of a difference there. Therapist, hey, welcome. We were talking about you on the previous video, but it was good stuff. So anyway, yeah, this is going to be the mini diorama that you can display your miniatures, and you can save some space on your shelves, because what I found with the miniatures that I have painted and then the miniatures that are my pile of shame that I have not painted, displaying them on a shelf, I'm losing a lot of excuse me, I'm losing a lot of real estate. And so having a tiered system like this would really help. And so again, yeah, we're just kind of do something like this, and then you can stack them up on top of each other, and boom. So yeah, it's a great way, I think, a great way to display your miniatures. Don't worry about this stuff over here. Those are just like some other pieces and parts that I was working on. But basically, yeah, that's what we ended up doing, is making this, and then we exported it into Creality Print. And in Creality Print, we used Hyper PLA, and again, we kind of got this whole deal here, and it looks pretty good. And again, with the dimensions of, let's click this. This ends up being 199.96 by 199.96 by 100. Even though I had resized it to 200 by 200 by 100. But yeah, we'll just leave it as it is. It's already uploaded to Creality Print, and we have a total of 5 pieces. So kind of like what we end up seeing here. Just kind of a cool way to, I think, to display your miniatures. And I didn't come up with this on my own. So don't think that I'm smart or anything, because yeah, it's it is what it is. Other people did it. I just wanted something a little bit different, because the ones that I saw, I was like, I sort of like them, but not quite. Zombie Hunter says that looks cool. Yeah, and we're going to take a look at it up close and personal, because I just finished printing off 2 of the corner pieces, so the quarter pieces there, and we'll put that up onto the shelf and take a look and see what that looks like. So wow, the lighting and everything looks so cool. What we'll end up doing is we will take you over here and we'll take a look at the print itself. And there it is. K2 Plus is running well, and we just finished up this print. So come on. There we go. And there it is. Yeah, the studio's coming pretty good. Like I said, we ended up doing, we ended up getting this here. When I get back from vacation, I'm getting another one of those and put it next to it. Because if I get a second printer, then that will come in handy, and it'll give me a surface and where I can put another printer. And again, you can always have more workspace. And then we still have the Saturn III Ultra, and then that workstation, I still clean that up. And then, yeah, I mean, look at that. It turned out really good. I mean, I'm pretty happy with that. So, and again, the holes on the top, we got some 4mm holes, and so you could print your own pegs. Of course, you're going to print those at your own, because I'm not sure what the sizes would be. Yeah, and then the helmet there, and of course the paint station, airbrush station there, and we're trying to do some of that stuff. So, yeah, we're getting there. It's getting a little better, So with that, let's get the cool lighting out of the way, and we'll take a look at what we have. So here it is. That is a different version. I didn't like that, so that's why I ended up doing this one. And I think I like this one a lot better. Therapist says, I filled my walls with workbenches. One I built myself. You've seen that one, actually. Yeah, it looks, you can't go wrong with doing more workbenches. So yeah, this will turn out pretty good. So for example, we'll just set that in there like that. And then if you get some pegs, and you could glue and do that, and then you could end up, doing stuff like that. So you could have just a little diorama thing going on. And so instead of having, 4 or 5 miniatures taking out a lot of real estate, then you could end up doing these, and then stack them and tier them. And I actually think I could get 3 of these on the shelf here. So yeah, that I think would look pretty cool. It ends up pretty good. So that's what we ended up doing. And again, of course, you could always just do something like that, and then throw in. This is a cool looking dude that I ended up doing. He turned out really, really good. So kind of hovering above the fire. So, but yeah, I just thought this would be a good way to display miniatures, especially if you stack them up and tier them. And yeah, I think that'll work out really well. So the next step is I just got to print out a little peg there. We'll stack that up, glue it, boom, and Bob's your uncle, and it'd be good to go. So all these guys, instead of just littering it up, we'll be able to have a little bit more stackability. So get some more real estate. Build up, not out. So yeah, that's what we got going on. Let's see. So we'll get back to the cool lighting that we got there. So yeah, that ends up the, what is some other stuff I want to talk about? The preview for this, like to print out all 5 pieces, it ends up, it is 386.66 grams. Total time for all 5 pieces is 23 hours and 12 minutes for a cost of $7.74. So it, like for the one plate for the full circle, and then for a half, that comes out to 229 grams. It's like $4.60 or something like that. And then if you do the half circle and then the 2/4 pieces, that's $3.15 and another 157 grams. So boom, you know, it works out kind of well. And then I guess you could size it. You could resize it and scale it up a bit if you wanted to, as long as you did it dimensionally in all axes. So that way the holes remain constant and everything remains constant, so you could do that. So yeah, I just finished posting this on the Creality Cloud site, and we'll take a look and we'll see if it's, yes it is good. So there it is, the Varied Life, and yep, it took. So we have that there, and there it is. So just some different things there, kind of shows you what it is. It's a 3MF file, so I use 0.2 layers, 2 walls, 5% infill with gyroid, printed on my K2 Plus. But since it's 200 by 200 by 100, I wanted to make this so that it would fit on smaller build plates. So, and there's the little story and then links to whatever and, you know, all of that cool stuff. So yeah, another thing to throw onto the Varied Life model page, and besides some of the other stuff that we got in there, but that is the newest edition. So yeah, I think this is going to turn out to be pretty good. So yeah, it was just one last thing I wanted to do prior to our trip to Vietnam, which is going to be tomorrow. So I was going through nailing this out. I was like, I got to do one more thing before I go. And this turned out pretty good. So, and I'm on the remnants of the filament that I have. So I ran out, I threw in some other ones, another size, or not size, but color. And you can actually see where I had the one color and then it ran out. And so I just threw in the other one that was slightly different colors. So, but yeah, turned out pretty good. Turned out nice, as you can see there. Nice. So yeah, turned out really, really well. I like it. And again, it's a little display piece, kind of cool, works. But yeah, you could actually size that up, like on that shelf. What is the width of that? The width of the shelf is like 330 millimeters is the width. So I could go through, and especially on the K2 Plus, and I could scale that up to make it 300 instead of 200, and that would still fit on the build plate. So let me show you what I'm talking about. So if I wanted to make it even bigger, I could make that there. That is 150 by 300 by 150. So on the K2 Plus, yeah, that could work out pretty well. I mean, that would be a sizable, but then your miniatures would be smaller, but you get more area to do your miniatures. But if, you know, you could size this to whatever you wanted. So yeah, just kind of a cool little project that we got there. So now that I've got that done, boom, now I can go on vacation. So yeah, looking forward to the vacation. Excuse me. Heading to Vietnam, going to go to Hanoi, going to go to Sapa, go to Phan Xipang, which is a big 10,000 foot mountain. We're going to go up there. I think on the world's longest cable car, which is 6 kilometers. It takes like 20 minutes. So that is going to be interesting as well. So a lot of things, and of course, a lot of coffee as well. So Terry's around. Yeah, we've got that. Let's see. Did I miss any questions? Let me pull it up on the computer and kind of take a look and go to the channel, because I think somebody asked some questions, and we'll see what we got. Oh, Ferrithus says, are you going to paint these corner pieces? I'm not sure. Not right now. That's for sure. But, you could do a little distressing on them, put some colors, do some lights, or, that would be interesting. You could put like some, an LED light or something in here. Maybe that could be another thing I could do. So when I get back, I could have like a little light and have like a 3 or a 5 millimeter LED light and put that in there. I don't know. We'll see. So many options. Let's see. Terry's back. Yeah. Vacation time's always nice. That one more thing that you got to do. Yeah. Yeah. So that's it. That's what we got going on. I just wanted to nail this last one out before we go on vacation. So now that that's done, I can concentrate on packing, doing all that stuff. We're leaving here in Korea. We got to get up at like 3:30 in the morning. I think we got to be on the road by 4, because international flights have to be there 3 hours prior to departure. We want to get there at least an hour before that, maybe an hour and a half before that, because of traffic. And Monday is going to, rush hour traffic is about the time, but at that early in the morning, maybe not. Traffic in Korea is really, really weird, so we'll see what happens. Therapist says, that's awesome. I've been busy too with lots of random stuff around the house. Yeah, there's always stuff around the house. Just cool stuff. So, but that's what we got going on. I did get your email, Therapist. I'm going to check that out and I'll answer you. I was just going through some stuff and I was like, hey, let me knock out this video, put this up on the Crowdy Cloud page for the Buried Life, and boom, get that done, and people can do with it whatever they want. You can remix it, just have fun with it. If you don't, well, have fun with printing something else or making something else. But yeah, another check off the box type of thing. So we got that done. Other than that, that's all I got. I really don't have anything else. I think this is going to be the last video before we go on vacation. So I might do some streaming when we hit Incheon Airport. So we'll see how that goes. And then, I don't know. We'll just kind of take it and see what happens. Ferrithus said, I designed a pulley today. That was a fun project. Oh, wow, cool. Pulleys, gonna do some cool stuff. I started talking about designing things. I downloaded Fusion 360 off the Autodesk website, and I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna try to do this. And then this was yesterday, and I saw some videos. I've got a playlist at how to use Fusion 360 in 30 days or something like that. So I tried to stumble through 1 or 2 videos, and a little bit of a learning curve, and then the squirrel moments that I have, we'll see what happens. But we'll definitely hit that when I get back. Terry says, enjoy the vacation. Zombie Hunter says, hey, have a great vacation. Definitely will. But I'm already jonesing. I'm wondering if my printer is going to think of me when I'm gone, because I will be thinking of my printer. So it'll be a good vacation, but I guess it'll make you appreciate what you have when you don't have it. Yeah, the Fusion 360, Ferrithus says, nice. It'll definitely help you with your designs. And yeah, again, it's just going to be a bit of a learning curve, but I'm stumbling through with you know, the first video is like, okay, let me, and there's that constant going back and forth in the video. What did he click? What did he do? Um, it's a good teaching video, but part of the problem is that I think he assumes that you know where everything's at, even though it's a beginner thing. So, like, for example, as an instructor, what I would end up doing in the military is say, okay, with certain software, say, okay, well, what you want to do is you want to go take your cursor and go to the top right-hand corner, and you can see here, blah, 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 and kind of tell them where you want to go, and then go and show them, and then do. The person who's doing this video, it could be a little bit better. That's all I'm saying. Faritha says, when I leave, I'll always leave my printer set with some common materials so I can send something from remote and it's printed when I get home. Terry says, since I retired last month, every day feels like a vacation. Congratulations, Terry. I know that you're going to be heading out towards this neck of the woods, so congratulations on retiring. It's good. It is good. I remember when I quit my job, and it was like that was like a weight off my shoulders, and eventually coming out here to Korea and, you know, retiring. We spent a year on Oahu. Would have loved to have stayed there, but it's too expensive for housing and such. So we came here to Korea, and boom, retirement is good. Got enough nickels and dimes to do some projects and do some stuff, and save a little bit of money. So yeah. Another one down. Terry says thanks. Yeah, well, you did it. You knocked it out of the park. You hit the goal of retirement. Now you got to find some fun, cool stuff to do in retirement. And being over here, it has its own little challenges and stuff like that. But seems to be okay for me so far. So with that, it should be, what time is it? I don't even know. I don't have my watch, and my phone. You're using my phone. It ends up, it is about almost 11:15 here, so no wonder I was hungry. Sunday the 14th, 79 degrees, high of 82 today. Humidity is going to be kind of fun, but we're going to get up bright and early, well, dark and early, tomorrow morning to head out for our trip, so we got some other stuff to do. I think we're going to meet with our daughter. We're going to have a meal together and do that because she's off of being on call. And so that's another reason to celebrate. So we'll do that, and boom, then we'll head out to, Vietnam. So that should be fun. So with that, hey, thanks guys for checking out the channel and the discussion and all the stuff that goes on. I really appreciate it. It's kind of fun to be able to have this type of community and relationship, and it's kind of fun to see the stuff that other people are doing, especially people that are smarter than me. Because if you want to get smarter, you need to hang around smarter people. So thank you all for allowing me to tag along. I appreciate it. So anyway, with that, thanks. We will see you on the next video. And you'll probably see some streaming as we're in Vietnam. We'll do some clips. We'll see how that goes. We're supposed to have unlimited service coverage type of stuff, but it's Vietnam, so we'll see how it goes. Therapist says, have a good time. Zombie Hunter says, see you, everyone. And yeah, same here. Have a good one. Enjoy it. I don't know. Think about going on vacation. Take some time off and take care of yourself, guys. It's definitely worth it. So I got to go take care of my packing. So we'll see you all in the next video. We'll see you. All right. Peace. Good stuff.